Team USA, the Fanatics Flag Football Classic on Fox. And for more, we go down to the field with Drewski.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the Fanatics Football Classic. My name is Drewski to bring out Team USA. Let's go. Yes, sir. Team USA is in the building. Let's do it. Let's go, let's go. We got some NFL legends in the building. Let's go ahead and bring out the Wildcats! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Yes, sir, yes, sir.
All right, Drewski, thanks. We get set to go, and we welcome you to the broadcast booth, and we say hello. He's Greg Olson, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Good to see you again, pal.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to be back. You know, here we are, football offseason, and so we have a flag football event, first time ever. And there's a lot of cool things here. You got two NFL teams essentially against Team USA. A lot of nuance with this game. So it's stars against a team that does it for a living. It's a lot of fun.
No, there's no doubt. And I think one of the coolest things, at least for us, over the last 3 days, you're talking Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan, Jim Harbaugh, Robert Saleh. We're talking some of the best football minds in the world. They've spent a lot of time, weeks, studying film, still kind of to today trying to figure out, like, cracking the code of what does flag football look like? Some of these rules, we got a different ball. I mean, this is going to be fascinating to see how quick can the NFL players and coaches adopt this new game.
Yeah, and Tom Brady is playing, as we showed you, so that's a lot of fun. And then you got this. You mentioned the ball. It's distinctly different. It's smaller. Give us a little feel why that matters.
Yeah, so first time breaking out this ball. The idea is that there's a one-size-fits-all for men's, women's, flag football everywhere, so kind of standardize the ball. I talked to Joe Burrow at length about it at practice. He said, I don't even think twice about it. When I throw the ball, my ring finger is comfortably between the second and third seam.
Yeah.
He goes, but after the first day, I didn't like the way it was coming out of my hand. It's smaller. It's a narrower diameter. He goes, I've had to move my finger down 1/2 seam. It doesn't feel like much, but we're talking some of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game having to spend time on task just figuring out how to throw a new ball.
Yeah, against a team that does it for a living, by the way. Yeah. So how about the rules? There are so many different rules. This is a different game than you're used to watching on Sunday. We'll take you through a little idea. Here's a quick study on it, right? Here's the bottom line. All right, it's a 50-yard field. Midfield is a 25. 15-minute running clock. The final minute clock stops. Got me so far? Each team starts at the 5-yard line. You get 4 downs to try to get past midfield. If you do that, you get 4 more to try and score a touchdown. That's like normal. There's absolutely no tackling. You take people down by pulling the flag. Play clock's 25 seconds. You got to go quick. And then the quarterback, after the snap, has 7 seconds to get rid of it. So, again, quick play, quick decision-making in these games, right? So you watch this action, the line of scrimmage. You can do multiple laterals. Multiple people can throw it. When you score, 2 options for a point after. You could try for 1 from the 5 or a 2-point try from the 10. There is a lot of strategy here, which I know my partner Greg Olson loves. Stars are on display, trying to take down a team in Team USA that does it for a living and never loses. Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels are on the same team. They're going to play together a lot of the time. You heard me. This is going to be fun. We got football coming your way on Fox. Yeah, the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, first one of hopefully many at BMO Stadium here in downtown LA. It's a warm first game temperature here. Team USA, they are on the field first. They will take on the Wildcats team, which you'll see coached by Kyle Shanahan. A lot of familiar stars there. You see Saquon Barkley and Kyle Juszczyk. Luke Kuechly, your ex-mate, is out there. See Kyle Shanahan on the left. You know him, 49ers coach for 9 years. And George Cascudo, who has been terrific, former player for Team USA, and now the head coach for USA Flag Football. Downstairs we go. Drewski is standing by with the quarterback of Team USA, Hoosh.
I'm with the quarterback right now, Team USA, Hoosh. How you feel right now, Hoosh?
We're ready for battle. We're honored and grateful to have this opportunity, and we're going to show why we did get this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you from New Orleans?
Yeah.
I can hear it in that voice.
Born and raised.
I hear it. All right, so tell me this. You know they got legends over there. How you feel about playing against some NFL legends?
I mean, of course, growing up, I love watching some of them on both teams. But at the end of the day, this is my territory. This is my field. They're coming into different territory, and we feel like we're going to show them what's the difference and show the world what's the difference between what they do and what we do.
Okay, I like the cockiness. Get out there, man. Go warm up. Hey.
And cockiness, it's just true, man. We going to show why people underestimated us.
Straight up. Go warm up. He going to need it. Oh, my God, he's going to need it.
You know, I love this. This is my field. And he's not wrong, by the way. You've got the best athletes in the world going against Team USA, and they know this game. They know the ins and outs, certainly have the IQ of this game. And that's going to be fascinating to watch how their knowledge of the game and their quickness translates against the NFL pros. Down to the field we go again. Let's say hello to Kevin Hart.
Hey, what's going on? This is Kevin Hart. I'm standing here with the man, the myth, the legend. Of course, I'm talking about Joe Burrow. Cool Joe is what I call him, and cool as a fan you seem to be. How you feeling right now, man?
I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Excited to get it going.
Yeah. Excited. Listen, you know, there's a lot of talk going on, and that talk is about, you know, the idea of flag football and what you guys can do versus what the football team that's associated with the game and has been for so long, the Team USA. Do you feel like this is a breeze? Do you feel like this is kind of easy?
Certainly not. Certainly not. They know the game. Their bodies are built for it. They've been patterning these body movements for years, so it's going to be a challenge, but we're excited to see how we stack up against them in the first go of it.
I like it. I like it, Joe. Listen, man, honestly, if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting against you, buddy. My money's always going to be on Cool Joe. Go out there and get it done. All right, big guy. See you.
All right, Joe and Kev, thanks so much as we get set for the opener here. Again, this is a round robin, 3 teams, and then there will be a championship game at the end of this thing. So it's the Wildcats with Joe Burrow. It is Tom Brady's Founders. They'll play the next game, and, of course, Team USA. And this is going to be fun, Greg. There are so many little nuances, like trying to learn a lot of a new sport really in 2 days, not the easiest thing in the world, despite how great these players are.
And as we start, for Team USA, that's got to be their advantage here early, right? It's not going to take Joe Burrow and Kyle Shanahan very long to kind of crack what this game looked like. We had an opportunity to kind of look inside the huddle this week at practice, and the light bulb started to go on. The question is, can they adapt in the middle of the game in time for what is only a 30 minutes of running time? So the game's going to go fast. They've got to adjust as quickly as they can.
Hey, here we go.
Here's Burrow to throw on first down and completes it. Odell Beckham Jr. has got that flag pulled right around the 9. And again, you got to get to midfield in 4 downs. Give you an idea of the roster here for these Wildcats. Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow, they're both in there now. You'll see a lot of 2 quarterback play with all of these teams. Saquon, Odell Beckham coming out of retirement to play. Your former compadre Luke Kuechly, who's going to the Hall of Fame this year, is playing. So a lot of names you know. Pressure on Burrow. There's Daniels now, and a quick throw, Devontae Adams.
Oh!
You know, one thing is for sure, Devontae's footwork still plays.
Oh, man, I got a feeling his catch radius, his size. Again, we mentioned the smaller ball from the perspective of the quarterbacks, but you know, take a look at the guys out there, DeAndre Hopkins and Odell and Devontae Adams. I mean, these are some of the best pass catchers in the history of the league. Now catching what's a smaller ball, a little bit of an adjustment.
Burrow, Beckham again, and has that flag where they got on it. Didn't get him the first time, so Odell is up now to the 24. So they need 1 yard on 4th down to get a new set of downs.
Read it. Yeah, read it each way.
So it's worth noting, for those of you new to flag football and the rules, for Team USA here on defense, as long as they are 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, they can free rush
and it's
Joe
knocked
Burrow.
Away. Team USA with a defensive stand right off the bat. It was Amir Brown, their linebacker. And how about that, an opening possession stop.
And we thought stops were going to be hard to come by. You see Kyle Juszczyk, he starts on the right side of the formation. But you see how fast the defender gets into the face of Joe Burrow. They're going to have to start manipulating how deep they are, where the quarterback plays. It's all going to be part of them adapting to this game.
All right, little handoff up the middle. Look at this, Felton Brown, room to run. That was a gaping hole for Brown, who can fly. And then there's a late flag at the end, too.
Yeah. Contact is highly discouraged in flag football, and
Desiree Abrams is our referee this afternoon.
Illegal contact. Defense. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Yeah, so one of the biggest challenges, and you saw in the first drive with Team USA, and both coaches, Robert Saleh, Sean Payton on the other team, is flag pulling. They said our guys are just not trained for it.
Here's Casares, launches one, a dart. It is just overthrown. He looked for Velton Brown again.
Hey, Nico, run 6.
Yeah, take a look. I mean, Brown is open. He's behind Jalen Ramsey, but again, something both teams, obviously Team USA, more accustomed to. Because the field is so small, a lot of these deep over routes, posts, more traditional routes that the NFL players are likely to use, you kind of run out of space.
Here's Casares, third down now. Throws it back across the field. You could throw it here or run. He's got a first down, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's Pablo Smith still on his feet, still has the flag. Smith is rolling and then finally taken down at about the 7. That's what the NFL players are not used to.
That's exactly right. You're going to see them hip twist. You're going to see them sink. You're going to see them spin. You know, it's a challenge. Both teams were practicing. Robert Saleh, head coach of the Tennessee Titans, he had them doing vice tackling drills, understanding the challenge of the flagpole, and Team USA's defense not giving up a lot of yards after the catch on the opening drive. And here you can see some of the adjustments, the Wildcats adjusting the defense themselves.
Coming on the far side, who has it? Is he in? He is. It's a touchdown. And there's a flag as well. Here.
We're going for 2 from the 5.
Y'all gonna get yourselves hurt. Y'all gonna get yourselves hurt.
Hey, you heard who's saying this is flag football.
Wow, they're going to get a personal foul here, I think, on Logan Paul. He ripped Hoosh's glasses off and threw him on the ground.
Hey, Nico, it's 2 from the 5. 2 from the 5.
Yes, you hear Hoosh. She's saying we're going to take the penalty and we're going to go for a 2-point play, but they're going to get half the distance and do it from the 5.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Illegal contact. Defense. That penalty be enforced on the try for 2, half the distance at the 5-yard line. After the end of the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 19, defense. That will be assessed at the same point.
So you get 2 fouls. Logan Paul not realizing it's not the WWE anymore. It's a flag football game. But now, so the normal rule is from the 10 you go for a 2-point try. But you go half-half, and now they're at the 2.5 for a 2-point try.
They're not gonna be able to pull their flags.
Did you hear Kyle Shanahan?
We'll start off with
that was their biggest concern coming into the game.
Right.
Watch the rusher.
Go.
Deep threat. Right there.
Quick throw, little high. Missed him. Had Tyler Davis open that time. And so they'll settle for the 6-0 start.
Yeah, it's actually a really good play design. Anytime the offense snaps the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's what they call the no-run zone. Very similar to a flood concept, a China route, which you would see in the NFL. Somebody to the back corner, somebody to the front pylon, and just misses them.
Yeah.
So Team USA with an early statement. They get a stop on 4 downs. They go right down the field with a couple of explosive plays. And Hoosh Doucette talking a lot of trash and backing it up. And now it's Jaden Daniels and company. Burrow.
No.
A lot of time. Back to Daniels. It's picked off for a touchdown. Isaiah Calhoun with a pick 6. Welcome to flag football.
Listen, the fan at home might be a little surprised. After watching practice and talking to the coaches of all 3 sides, we kind of had a feeling that USA had an advantage. The understanding of the game, the understanding of the spacing and the double quarterback usage, it's going to take these NFL players a little bit of time to adjust, and you can't have a better start for Team USA.
So they're going to go for a 2-point try lined up at the 10. And if you're looking at the quarterback, why is he so far back? You can go as far back as you want.
On the right, Bob.
It's going to be there.
Yeah, so they're going to rush from here.
It's going to be there. It's underneath.
Looking. Saris throws incomplete. He had a crosser there and just missed. And so 0 for 2 on the try after, but back to the pick 6 by Calhoun.
Yeah, so anytime one of the teams is going to pressure, they're going to use both quarterbacks. And the idea is to split the field in half. Okay, so by handing it to Jaden Daniels, now when he throws it back to Burrow, there's no shot clock. He does not have to throw that ball within the 7 seconds of a traditional quarterback play. But Team USA understanding when they do split the field with both quarterbacks, spatial awareness, it's like match zone in basketball. A lot of those principles carry over into this and a lot of experience.
Here's Burrow, some pressure. Throws this as a completion to Kyle Juszczyk over the middle and makes a catch up to the 13.
Hey, A7, A7.
Let's point out another rule, right?
A7,
the quarterback
A7,
just snaps the
A7.
ball, he can't run. So if you get that lateral, that snap back, any additional, that makes the next guy to touch it able to run.
Exactly right. So right now, Jaden Daniels, he could run or throw.
He's going to throw, floats one deep into traffic. It is knocked away. Beautiful coverage by Mike Daniels there. He was all over it. He had Adams and Juszczyk down there, but Daniels, defensive back for this team. Played DB at West Virginia, by the way.
Jaden, come off real quick. Hey, B2, B2.
As you can hear Kyle Shanahan, he's calling B2, A3. All the players are wearing diagrams of the play, the formation and the route concept. You can see on their wristbands, there's probably 30 to 40 some odd plays sketched out. And then Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, they can manipulate it as they go.
Here's Barkley's first touch. Burrow can run if he wants, going to throw it for the end zone. Hopkins is down there. DeAndre Hopkins holds it in. Touchdown Wildcats.
Okay, so as the Wildcats start understanding, there they use Saquon Barkley, and then he kind of options it back. Everything is about disrupting the free rusher and extending plays, but where Kyle Shanahan and Joe Burrow think they really have the advantages of those 50-50 balls, right? Team USA, for all the experience that they have, they're not accustomed to defending 6'4", 6'4 plus wide receivers that can make a play one-on-one downfield.
And the Wildcats going to go for 1 here. It's a 1-point try for them. Pressure on Burrow. He's in trouble, and his flag gets pulled. So that is not a conversion. The Laval Davis got there and made that play. But the Wildcats finally find a way to get on the board. But now comes maybe the harder part, right? You said they have the matchups with their wide receivers, and they certainly have the size, but trying to figure out how to pull flags on the speed and the shiftiness of Team USA. Good luck.
Yeah, and Robert Saleh, who's kind of coordinating this defense for Kyle Shanahan's Wildcats team, he's trying to play zone coverage. Luke Kuechly, Harrison Smith.
Oh, look at this flip play. It's a neat play, but it's defended well. Luke Kuechly pulls the flag from Jadian High. That was nicely done. There is a flag, though.
Yeah, they're going to get Luke. They call the game very tight. And the referees.
Holding on the defense. That's a 10-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Yeah, so there's no margin for error. You grab the jersey, you grab their pants, you grab anything other than the flag, it's a penalty.
So you played with Luke for many years.
He is so mad right now.
He wants to drive him into the ground.
It's just a huge adjustment. You know, when they teach flag pulling, there's an element of breaking down under control, reach, and grab. Luke Kuechly, for 25 years, was taught to run his feet through contact. It's a very different approach.
Sit there. The ball first, I got. Come on. Whoever get the ball first.
You see Luke, he's pointing. He's going to play the first guy who catches the toss.
Throwing downfield into coverage. It's intercepted by Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey picks it off, and there's a flag, though, on the far side of the field, so this might not count.
Yeah, so they're going to determine, did Luke, who was lined up at the line of scrimmage, did Luke blitz? If he determines that he blitzed, it's going to be a defensive penalty. Luke is saying he didn't rush.
Illegal rush. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Phoebe Schechter is here as our rules expert today. Phoebe, take us through that rule, what the fans just saw.
Yeah, so essentially the first person to touch the ball is designated the quarterback. But as you saw, Kuechly came across the line of scrimmage. He was not able to do that unless he was at 7 yards, which is why you see a lot of the defenders at 7 yards back.
A little nuance as these guys try to get used to the game that they learned basically this week, to be honest, and it's a struggle early on.
Yeah, and I think we got about 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. The intensity and competitiveness, especially if the NFL guys, you watch how this starts. They've been challenged here early, and Luke Kuechly, keep an eye on this guy. He's about to turn up about 5 more notches.
First and goal, Team USA.
Logan Paul has his hand up. If he blitzes, they cannot get in his way.
Hoosh just said, who can fly like he will right here. Look at the moves from this guy. Hoosh still on his feet, and he's taken down, or is he? Yes, down at the 1. He can absolutely rip.
Hey, ping, 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 ping. Ping, ping.
It's basketball, right? It's basketball on grass. It's spacing, getting the ball in open areas, and it's just getting their flags pulled in space, especially one-on-one, is just a tall task. So again, 2-yard line inside the 2. They cannot hand this ball off, so this ball has to be thrown from behind the line of scrimmage. A lot of shovel passes.
They try that, it's not there. Casares underneath, and it is caught for the touchdown. Pablo Smith. The ball was knocked away, but you cannot strip in flag football. So it was a touchdown. There you go. Another score for Team USA, and offensively they are rolling.
Yeah, it's great precision. They're going to pack everybody in here tight. You know, it's almost like the center and the right and left guard become your eligibles. Flood concept, and then he just brings them late back across the goal line.
So now with a minute left in the half, it's the only time where the clock will stop. It's been running clock, and it will be for the rest of the day. Here's who's to set. Looking around, throwing over the end zone. Excuse that, it's in there for Felton Brown to convert one more time.
Keep chasing back there. We're good, we're good. Hey, good read. I told you.
So make it 19-6 after the conversion there. And now what does Kyle Shanahan have for his team?
Yeah, so obviously goes without saying they need to score, but I think they have to be very careful how quick they score. Okay, so they got the first possession and got stopped. So Team USA is going to start the second half with the ball. The last thing you'd want to do, even if the Wildcats score here, the last thing you'd want to do is an USA team you have not stopped, score quickly before the end of the first half and get the ball to start the second.
Here's Barkley. Saquon can run now. Thinking about it, using his moves. Barkley still on his feet, and then no, the flag was taken or he stepped out of bounds. Either way, he's up at about the 14. He got that flag gang. Barkley's another. We know he's incredibly shifty, but for him, you can't jump in this game, and you can't run somebody over.
Well, and that's what makes Saquon Barkley so unique is you're worried about the moves and the jukes. In the NFL, he's going to put his helmet in your face. So you don't want to back up on your heels, so you can't break down. Here, flag pulling is breaking down because you don't have to worry about him running through you.
Burrow with Odell Beckham Jr. in the background. Has a tough time catching it. Tries to make something happen. And his flag is yanked after only a few-yard gain.
You see how good Team USA is at pulling the flags?
Boom.
There's an art, there's a skill.
And they're going to call their first of 2 timeouts with 19 seconds left.
Third down. Third down here.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, I forgot a timeout. We got one left. We got to go a little deeper here. All right, which one of these deep ones do you want? That one. All right, let's go there. 8. No, I got one more timeout.
Hold on. Somebody
Get out
got
of
to
bounds if you can.
I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, so you heard him say, we got to get out of bounds. They're going to work some sort of what called deep overs, sail routes, anything that's outbreaking. The challenge is, so just take a look here at Odell Beckham. On this narrow field, he really only has the opportunity to break this way. Anything in that direction, he's going to run out of bounds.
Burrow being pressured, throws it to Juszczyk, got a first down.
He's got to get out of
Stays in
bounds.
bounds, so the clock's going to run. That's going to cost them. That was a mistake, and they have to use their final timeout with 11 seconds left.
Yeah, he's got to get out of bounds. Try to save that last time out. Like you said, we got 11 seconds. These have to be shots into the end zone. You got Odell Beckham on the bottom of the screen. Hopkins, we've already seen him win one-on-one. Give your receivers a chance downfield.
Burrow, Juszczyk again, and Juszczyk flag is taken down at the 7. And a first down does stop the clock. Out of bounds or a first down stops the clock. So now 5 seconds
Everybody's
left.
learning here. Everybody, you can hear them teaching each other the rules in real time.
So what do they do? 5 seconds.
This ball's got to go in the end. Now, technically, if they gain 2.5 yards, I guess you could have a second left. To me, this ball's got to go to the end zone. Odell, Hopkins, I mean, you got some of the best high-point jump ball catchers in the history of football. Overload aside, one-on-one here at the bottom. Davante Adams, just trust your all-pros.
Blitz on Burrow, floating it for Davante Adams in the corner. It is knocked away, incomplete. That is the end of the first half. Mike Daniels went up and got it. Let's go back and take a look. Good coverage.
Well, it's the matchup that you want.
Davante Adams led the NFL in touchdowns, Greg.
Yeah, and he led the league in the history of football from touchdowns from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, not that time. Wow. Can't play it anybody from Daniels.
Team USA is doing is they're sending multiple receivers deep to really deepen the coverage of the Wildcats. And what it's doing, when you only have 5 on the field and one of them presumably is rushing the quarterback, you've only got one underneath defender left. You just run out of bodies. So force Team USA to play more traditional passing game and throw it. All this underneath space, yards after catch, continues to be a problem.
So again, 2 15-minute halves, running clock until you get to the 1-minute point. And it goes pretty quick. Here's USA with it first. Who's to set? It's only thrown it one time. Little flip here. That's going to work for Velton Brown, who's still on his feet. Flag's intact. Look at these moves. There's a penalty flag, and there's a couple of them, and odds are it's on the Wildcats defenders. It's been hard not to use your hands, and you can't at all. Let's see.
I think they're going to get him twice. I think they're going to get him 2 different flags there.
Holding. Defense. That penalty is declined. Second down.
So they're going to decline that. They're going to take the down and distance instead after that nice run after the catch from Velton Brown, who really has some speed. Casares is in, lets one fly. Beautiful throw. It's caught for a touchdown. What a dart from Nico Casares, right on the money. And it's Sean Thayard who hauls it in.
So much for the advice of make them throw it over our head and cut down. But that's what happens, right? You play with depth. What the fuck was that? He's just going to run a little post corner here from the right tackle position, and he's going to sell it out, and then he's going to double move it. The difference is you have to get your rusher. You cannot allow the offensive player to run a multiple cut downfield route without getting your free rusher into the lap of the quarterback. But look how deep the USA quarterback is.
Going for 2, throw is he in? No, incomplete. Who's to set didn't love it, thought he was in, not the case. And so it's 25-6.
Yeah, it's just such a challenge. I mean, their ability to get speed into all 3 levels. If you play with too much depth, the underneath tackling has continued to prove to be an issue. If you grab your jersey, it's a penalty. They're having a hard time getting the flags disconnected. And if you play too close to the line of scrimmage and you don't get to the quarterback, they have the ability to push the ball downfield. I mean, this is a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, Wildcats basically have to score in every possession now. Here's Jaden Daniels over the middle of Saquon Barkley, who makes the catch and puts his hands up and cranked up to the 18. Let's crank it up ourselves, sponsored by Dick's.
Let's do that. Run it back. Faking it. Yeah.
Barkley again. That's a first down for Barkley, and tried to slither his way through it. Interesting, you see him put the ball in the air, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, they're trying to teach the players to put the ball above their head to prevent the instinct of the NFL players is to use their hands and flag guard. So you'll see a lot of flag football, the really good ones, keep the ball above their head.
Burrow, incomplete. And a flag here. Opposite side of the field.
Pass interference. Defense. After distance to the goal. First down.
Stop.
And so they get Team USA with a rare call here. It's on Jamie Kennedy, the safety. Daniels makes a nice move, and the flag is pulled inside the 5.
C3. What down is it?
Hey, you know I was up here.
C3.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. C3.
They're going to try to run Odell Beckham across the field and try to run him and then free up Juszczyk, try to get him to the front pylon.
Pressure on Burrow, hesitates, throws, knocked away. There's that rush. Had no choice but to get rid of it as Amir Brown knocked it down.
Yeah, so this is the flag football equivalent of, like, in the NFL, they call it mesh, right? So you're just not traditionally using the center. So Odell's the clear out. They're going to try to delay and cause a little interference, but
Left corner.
Team USA does a great job kind of zoning out their coverage, playing picket fence across the goal line, and then it just turns into basketball, you know, kind of the Syracuse match zone type of idea here, March Madness.
Like that. 3rd and goal.
They got to utilize another quarterback.
Burrow, incomplete. Barkley went up to try to get it. And now it'll be 4th down and goal. Using one quarterback kind of constrains you because you can't run.
Right, and with the speed of the free rusher, you can see getting to Joe Burrow's lap. It's actually a great ball. Saquon just can't quite come down with it, but you have to find a better way of utilizing multiple quarterbacks, split the field in half, and try to buy more time, knowing you can't run. So you want to buy more time with the shot clock being turned off.
Here's Burrow, pressure again, looking, throwing, caught! Odell Beckham Jr.'s in.
Yeah, nice drive there by the Wildcats to answer. But at some point, they've got to score fast and just find any way. Remember, they got the early interception in the first half. That was negated by the illegal rush. So they've really only been that close to getting a stop.
I'm at Y. I'm at B6. One out. I'm at Y. B6. I'm behind you, Joe.
Yeah, so they're going to use both guys. So watch Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. They'll split. And now it buys them a little more freedom.
Daniels corner, double coverage. Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, come on. I don't know. Have we seen that before?
I think we have a time or two. Give Odell Beckham what would be the equivalent of a Nerf ball for a guy like him, and that thing just sticks. Take a look here. You want to talk one-on-one jump ball? Watch him just palm the point of that ball. He never even puts his left hand on.
That is insane. I don't care what the size of the ball is. That's insane. Here's Team USA now trying to get it back. Pablo Smith is going to casually race up to the 17. Look at this.
I think Team USA is saying, what else am I supposed to do? We're not used to guys jumping up like that, catching the ball with one finger.
Ustu set, couple fakes, slings it back out to Smith, who fires it open. Man, it's caught by High. He's in. Touchdown. Too easy. Team USA.
Did you ever play NFL Street? Did you ever play NFL Street as a kid, the video game?
Yeah.
That's what we're watching. Everybody can run, everybody can catch, everybody can throw. It's just, I don't understand, like, it's virtually impossible to stay with everyone because the plays have the ability to be extended so long.
They are crisscrossing the way to Wildcat confusion, I'll tell you that.
Pressure on the left. Come on, Jay High.
Scored on every possession.
Go.
Casares
Nobody.
So see how they use that second quarterback now. He couldn't run, and just, again, inexperience. So Harrison Smith there, Hoosh is not allowed to run. So the ball's on the 5-yard line. They elect to go for just one point.
Yep.
He's going to run towards that red 5-yard line. Harrison Smith, again, inexperienced in the rules of flag football. He comes up thinking Hoosh can run, and he simply dumps it over his head.
I think if you're just turning us on, what are you watching? You're watching the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, first year of hopefully many. Team USA playing NFL stars, and they are throttling them right now. So Odell Beckham Jr. up to the 11. 6:27 to go. Clock runs until a minute.
Yeah, so take a look at something interesting here, right? So with the 2-quarterback system, watch the ability of USA to match both players. So they always have somebody accounted for both quarterbacks. On the Wildcats side, when they split the field with both quarterbacks, typically that new quarterback, he really is just out there by himself. Yeah, it looks more like that.
Yeah, now he's going to get a first down. That's what he's looking for there. Cross midfield, you get a new set of downs. 4 more to try and score a touchdown.
Exactly right. And now there is a strategy. Phoebe, our rules expert, she's been schooling us up the last couple of days. There's something called short lining. So if that was Team USA, you might go out of bounds just shy of the midline because you actually gain those extra downs.
And you waste time. Here's Burrow, floating it deep. Devontae Adams knocked away. I got to tell you, there's been plenty of shots downfield. The Team USA, despite the size difference, has had great coverage. It was Isaiah Calhoun who had the pick 6 earlier.
Yeah, there's no space. That's probably the biggest difference just visually for us up here between both sides. There's just no space on the field.
Yes, sir.
So see how they have both 2 rushers?
Odell Beckham Jr. down to the 15. We go downstairs to Kevin Hart.
Ready? I'm standing here with Speed. Speed, right now the Wildcats seem to be in trouble. I'm going to ask a question I think the world is asking, which is, where is Speed in all of this? What is happening? What are you doing? What are you not doing? Why are you not as involved as I feel you should be?
Okay, first off, Coach gave me a job. Coach gave me a role. He said, Speed, I need your speed today. I need you to rush the QB, pressure the QB. If you know football, I'm doing my job. I'm pressuring the QB to throw the ball. But now we switching up things. I'm playing cornerback, so now I'm getting interceptions now.
I'm be honest with you, Speed, you seem like a hothead. You seem like a hothead. It doesn't seem like you're processing information correctly. It seems like you're out there doing what you want to do. But if you say that's what the coach told you to do, then fine. I say, oh, okay, Speed, listen, I'm not on the field. Okay, but I would love to see you with the actual ball. Okay, well, go. Okay, go. That's how I show Speed. I'll be honest with you guys, he's not really doing what he's supposed to. Back to you, Kev.
Yeah, there you go, Kev. All right, got to keep him in line. Meanwhile, all Bengals fans are like, okay,
oh my
Joe,
gosh.
Let's.
Oh my gosh.
Let's not have that. We don't need that today. He wanted a penalty flag.
Say that's about as much contact as we've seen on a flagpole and didn't draw a flag. We've seen flags throughout the course of this game on way less.
Well, there's a flagpole. Thankfully, we have Phoebe Schechter here. So why was there no call on that play, Phoebe?
He left his feet in that play, that it's going to be like a bang-bang, essentially. But honestly, if you're watching, if I'm Joe Burrow, I would have just stuck my arm out. His limb length would have gotten the ball over the plane of the end zone. That could have been a touchdown.
And the moment you leave your feet, play's dead, right, in this sport?
There's no jumping in this. And then it's element of when the flag's being pulled, a little escorting out of bounds by the DB in that situation.
Very savvy. Cool. Appreciate that. Phoebe has done it all, played this sport internationally, coached in the NFL, and coached us up hard in the last 48 hours.
That might be the most difficult thing she's done in the history of her career.
Team USA looking to seal this deal here. Smith looking to throw, and he's still dancing around. Just look at these fakes. All right, he's out of room. That's where you see, you mentioned the short field. Normal football field is just over 50 yards. This field is only 25 yards wide.
Yeah, so depending on where you are, on which side of the half line, which is that yellow line at the, we'll call it the 25, for lack of a better term, the field is a lot longer than it is wide. So as you get closer to the end zone, the dimensions are radically different than the NFL players are traditionally used to. So, again, there's nuance, there's gamesmanship, there's rules, there's a big learning curve.
You're an A. You're 22, you're D.
Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah. You're darting right.
See how deep he is?
Go.
10 yards deep.
And we get a whistle and a penalty flag. But that's one thing that I wonder if the two NFL teams, Wildcats and Founders, will learn from, because
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Third down.
you can go as far back as you want, and all you're doing is buy yourself time against the rush.
Correct. And I think that's something that, as the day goes on, Joe Burrow's going to figure it out for their next game. But I can promise you, Tom Brady and that Founders team, he and Jalen Hurts, they're going to come out a lot deeper than Joe Burrow was in this first game.
Here's Sean, the completion from Casares, and he gets hit. There's going to be a flag there. Flag is pulled, but it's...
All right, man, I know. That's the only way to pull a flag. I got you.
He's talking some good smack. I'll give him that.
TD.
You know, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, he did. Actually, didn't hit you. Oh, it wasn't you? Oh, it's somebody else. Can I go on? Oh, no, we good, we good. Unsportsmanlike. Defense, number 5. After distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
We got a minute left in our first game. Team USA has touchdowns from 5 different players. They are showing these NFL players and then superstars who's boss in game 1 of many today. Be fascinated to see what they learn. It's coming up. It'll be the Dick's Bridge Show as we take you between games. The Founders will warm up. USA will catch their breath. But right now, US has a first and goal.
Don't point at me, bro. I'm opening up a pack, bro. Don't come here. Don't come here, bro, because I'm opening up a pack. If I pull his arm, that's the priority. Here we go. Go. We're ripping it.
Little flip, and it's too easy. It's in for the score to JD and High. Everything is like boom, 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 boom.
It's unbelievable, and it doesn't help. Logan Paul was ripping over a collector pack, and their Mike linebacker didn't play the play. Watch. He's ripping over a collector pack and is very excited about whatever he just drew. And I think Luke Kuechly's looking at him like, hey, brother, we're trying to keep our pride intact.
They're going to go for one. Casares floats one, 2, Doucette. He's got it.
That's Speed's feet in the air, by the way.
I think I Show Speed has had enough.
I think I Show Speed needs to listen to Drewski a little bit.
Technique, little suspect.
He's got some work. Watch the double move. A little whirly bird. Looks like it's going to be a front goal line, little back shoulder hitch, and Speed's not used to those double moves. Not a whole lot of experience going backwards. I think he's much better going forward.
Agree. So, by the way, this tournament, it's 4 games. You play 3, and then the top 2 teams get in the championship, right?
I'm clapping.
So USA is going to be in good shape. They're going to win this game. They play the very next game, though, only a 10-minute break. But, you know, we were talking to Coach George Cascudo. He said, it's nothing. We have tournaments we play 10, 12 games a day. A day! So I think they'll be okay with 2. Here the Wildcats try to get a little momentum with Jalen Ramsey on offense. And we'll see as they rest what they learn and what they change for their next game.
Yeah, and you have to imagine one of the adjustments that Brady and Jalen Hurts, they got to back up. That's number 1. The rushers just getting to them too fast.
Going deep, Hopkins out of bounds. Ran out of real estate.
You know, and then and the other lesson that I think the Founders can learn. See
Just
Brady
Tom and
here,
Gronk.
and Brady, Gronk, Stephon Diggs. They're watching this very closely here, figuring out what this looks like. But I think they've got to get more pre-snap, side-to-side, lateral motion, stress these pressure players of USA to have to defend more dirt.
There's Burrow looking to run away. Look at Burrow. The speed from Burrow. They got him up at the 21 with 19 seconds and running. They say the flag was pulled inbound, so the clock running. See if they run another play or 2. And now it'll be the Founders' turn. Be like old times, Brady and Gronk. Why not? I love it.
Oh boy.
It's a little troubling.
Now we're good.
They're going to take this one into the break, and again, but barring how this, if the next game goes similar to this, it really might come down to the NFL teams playing Game 3 against each other with a chance to get a rematch against USA. So the Wildcats' day is not over. They need to figure out what their next matchup against Brady and the Founders looks like to get a second crack at Team USA.
All right, so game 1 in the books. Team USA 39, the Wildcats 14. And so the pros go down in game 1, but